And welcome back to another edition of Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Today we're playing Murderous Intent Redux 2024, this time map 6, The Prisoners. This is a fun map. There are a lot of enemies, of course. There's a certain strategy to it, and you do have to proceed carefully. So it does, I guess, for most walkthroughs take a little bit longer than you'd normally expect, but it's worth it. I really think this is a great map, and I think you'll have a lot of fun as well. And hopefully this walkthrough will help you get through it efficiently. The game is powered by GZDoom using the Doom 2 Hell on Earth platform. As always, we're playing on what is normally called the ultra-violence difficulty setting. In Murderous Intent Redux 2024, the fourth slot of difficulty is called actually Murderous Intent, and that's the difficulty level we've been playing on for the entire WOD. There are 164 kills to be had, but with all the archviles, that number will balloon. There are no secrets to find, but there are 25 items to pick up. It's my intention to show you how to do all of that. All right, armed with the pistol, if you're wondering who are the prisoners, it is not fellow Marines. It is enemies, maybe imprisoned by the UAC, it's hard to say. But we go ahead and we carefully peek our way around because these two cages are chain gunners. Of course, they can cut us down very easily. Now, we can't grab either of the chain guns from these cages. It's cleverly designed, but we can race across there to grab that chain gun. And the reason I say race is because to the left, there's going to be some chain gunners and a revenant. So why don't we go ahead and, without taking too much damage, if possible, take care of the chain gunners. There's another one coming down the hall. Okay, well that takes care of them. That's how you do that. You really got to be quick. Now, there is a super shotgun there, so let's legitimately go ahead and pick that up without taking any damage. And with the now armed legitimately with the super shotgun, let's go ahead and say hello to our little revenant friend. There's the red key up there. We're not going to be able to get that immediately. And there are no other enemies for the moment. The areas over here, you see the green goo, and you have a wide ability to fall in. You're on this corner and this corner. If you do fall in, that's the end of the map for you. There's no way out. Just wanted to show you, this is where the yellow door is. We don't have the yellow key. So why don't we just go ahead here. I guess we'll grab some ammo. Switch back to the chain gun. The only further method for map progression is to go ahead and hit the switch, and there will be more enemies in cages. This time some imps. Do not go beyond where I'm at right here. The reason for that is because there are arachnotrons and well, obviously imps in cages, but there's arachnotrons and pinkies and all that. So, I mean, they're going to come at you quick, and you're going to have fire from the imps. So I like to take care of these three imp cages first, then switch back to the super shotgun and introduce ourselves. And there we go. So the arachnotron didn't even really take a step, to be honest, using that strategy. Perhaps it's a strategy that you'll use. There are some specters. It's hard to see. I don't think there are any more. Switch back now to the chain gun. Don't go too far over to the left because there is an archvile in the far left cage. I don't know if you can see him milling about there, but that's an archvile. And it is dark, but the chain gun is nicely lighting up the area when we fire. It's not necessary to use fully automatic. Okay, I think we've pacified the opposition. We can switch back now to a super shotgun if you prefer. Pick up the health bonuses that count towards your 100%. So now there's a rocket launcher. You go ahead and grab it and use it on the gaggle of arachnotrons around the corner. I don't think it's necessary, but you certainly can. If you want here, I'll just go and grab. But I don't think it's necessary to do. I think the super shotgun is sufficient with the arachnotrons here, as long as you're quick. Although you never know, you can take some straight fire. Be mindful of your position. You don't want to be too close in view of that archvile. I don't think I need to explain why that is. There's normally more arachnotrons, unless they're still around the corner. I'm not 100% sure. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take care of the archvile with our super shotgun with a close-up and personal blast. Yeah, you can hear the other arachnotron. I knew there was another one. I'm like, where is that arachnotron hiding? Oops, I just walked into some infire. That sucks. And now we say goodnight to the archvile. And here are the remaining arachnotrons. There's just one left now at this point. Sure, let's pick up a little bit. We've disposed of all the enemies in these cages except for that one imp over there. Don't forget about that imp because you'll just take needless fire. Pick up, yeah, there's a spider mastermind beyond, but just pick up your ammo. And so we do want to steer clear of the spider mastermind. I use each corner of her cage. As you can see, she's caged in with bars. as hold points to dispose of the Arachnotrons and other enemies, and of course to not take any fire from Her Majesty. So let's go ahead and switch over to this hold point. I don't know if you're legitimately going to be able to stay here because it's a bit tight. The enemies are pretty close. Yeah, as you can see. But with some artful dodging, you can probably make short work of the Arachnotrons, perhaps from that hold point, perhaps not. Let's go ahead now. There are two more over there. There are revenants in that dark area in cages. The missiles can, the rockets can reach you, so just be mindful. You don't want to go straight too far from this hold. Okay, grab a little bit of health. There's another Arachnotron. Let's dispose of it. And now with our, I think with our rocket launcher, I know there was infighting. Perhaps it was that cage that took some fire from the Arachnotron. And there are some enemies on this side, the remnants. I think there's still a revenant there. Ah, okay, now I heard the little clankety clank of the bones, and I'm pretty sure there's another. Not sure where it is. Ah, yes. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab the ammo in there, assuming we dispose of all the revenants. We're going to hit that switch, and then we're going to race back to the other side of this cage, where the Spider Mastermind is, because the wall will open up on the other side down there, revealing some pinkies, imps, and so on initially, and then there will be some revenants and an archvile. So let's go ahead. Yeah, we got to be nimble, because the Spider Mastermind can see us, of course. So let's dispose of the, let's call them the smaller enemies for the moment. Take care of the last imp. And now we're going to have to kind of dance around and make sure we don't take fire from the Spider Mastermind to dispose of first. Whoops. As you can see, she's alert. We want to take care of the archvile first if we can. Not yet, okay. Oh, Archie. Oh boy, okay, yeah, we're taking some bad fire. Okay, so now we just have to take care of the Revenant. That was revived. Oops, glad that wasn't heat seeking. Okay, so what I would do now, we're low on health, but it's okay. Once you run and grab the other super shotgun and head over to the right on these little areas, you're out of the Super Spider Mastermind's view. So grab the ammo, grab the health, grab the backpack, jump down. Now we're going to head over to this area that is now opened up, including Revenants and Archviles. So we don't want to make ourselves too available to the Spider Mastermind. Okay, there are two Archviles in there. And we do want to make sure that they get some blasting before they cause too much havoc and too much mischief. Come on, Archie, you gotta fall. There we go. So I would switch now over to the chain gun, head over to the inside here so the Spider Mastermind can get you. There are armor bonuses and health bonuses within. So here's some armor bonuses over here. Let's head back over to this side. There are armor bonuses over here. And in the water, armor bonuses here as well. And in the water, there are some health bonuses. Do grab them. They count towards your 100%. And they could be easy ones. One or two imps left here. I guess I got the other one. Do pick up the ammo. Always nice. So what we're going to do now is, just before I run up here, we're going to grab the Megasphere, obviously, and hit the switch. But once we do that, a couple of Revenants and an Archvile are going to pop up where those pillars are. Our goal is to get around them, get around the Spider Mastermind, and try to lure the enemies to fire at the Spider Mastermind while we're on the other side of her. The infighting is necessary because, of course, you know, ammo isn't unlimited, and we do want them to have a little bit of fun at their own expense. So let's go ahead. Let's get the heck out of here if we can. Oh, brother, okay. All right, did not get blasted. You want to get over on this hold point so the enemies do not go around and catch you down the hall. You do want them to come here. Why are they not firing at the spider mastermind is a bit perplexing. Sounds like the enemies are fighting to some degree, but it sounds like the spider mastermind is getting kind of a free lunch. Oh, here we go. We do want her to be angry, very, very angry. Now, I mean, I guess from a viewer's point of view, it can be a bit tedious just to kind of watch, but it's important. Now, if you want to go ahead and Rambo it out there and get rid of all the enemies with your own weapons and deplete your ammo, knock yourself out, I just personally think this is the better strategy. It weakens the enemies, especially the spider mastermind, and potentially the archvile too. Now, as you know, if the archvile hits an enemy, the enemy does not return fire to the archvile. That's just the basic coding of the game. However, if another enemy other than the archvile fires at the enemy, and let's say in this case the spider mastermind fires back and happens to hit the archvile, all the better. That's really what we're hoping for. There we go. So we do want some fighting. There we go. Lots of enemies in there too, which is ugly, but they are really fighting it out with the spider master. I'm waiting for her to fall, frankly. I'm not sure why she has. She sounds like she's taking quite the beating. There we go. Okay, so maybe what we do before we get too greedy about it, I guess. No, brother. Okay. So the archvile is gone. It seems like all, 300 revenants that were resuscitated, it seems, in there are gone. Anyway, so if you think you want to just do it on your own without getting some infighting, knock yourself out. That's my approach. Sometimes it's a little quicker. Sometimes it takes a little bit more patience, but it does get the job done. I have to fire, 2 rockets at the spider mastermind? I think it's worth the wait. Just to head back here for the ammo, there was some rockets, and there was some plasma, so we do want to grab that. Take the yellow key, health here if you need it. And now this area is basically done. We can always come back for some health, I suppose, if we need it, but hopefully we don't need to, and sometimes we won't be able to because we'll be blocked from getting back here when we most need it. So let's be mindful of that. Don't have the ability to get the red key yet, but we will. Now, the yellow door, behind it are a bunch of gunners, a revenant, and most importantly, an archvile. So initially, you want to fire off some chain gun ammo, dispose of the enemies. Hopefully, the archvile has not approached, because by the time we disposed of the initial wave, I don't know, it has come. Okay, well, we're going to have to go to plan B, which is fire immediately, or close to immediately. Okay, and that's how you dispose of that gaggle. And so pick up all the ammo. The Revenant was down here in the corner. What we're going to do now, it's basic maintenance here. There are 3 Revenants that we can alert out of the 5 or 6 that are in there with the archvile. We do want to wake them up, just simply because it's a lot at the time that you try to dispose of them. I like to use the regular shotgun here. Now, the reason I'm not using the super shotgun is that it's not very effective with bars. So you do have to be patient, otherwise you don't make any hits. But when you do, they're fairly effective at this range. So that's 1. Come on. There we go. Now there is a 3rd one that we can activate. I'm not sure why it's still sleepy. Okay, well, oh, there we go. Okay. Like I said, you normally can get 3 to take the bait, and I do, because there are a lot of revenants. There's an archvile in there. You'll thank me later. Maybe another shot or 2, and we'll be done with this revenant. We can move on to the next step. There we go. All right, so here we are at this point. This switch in front of us here will activate what will be the lift that is not yet in place, because we haven't done the sequence yet. So not to worry about that switch for now. But down the hall here, a series of cages with imps and revenants in them. Plus there are revenants and specters outside the hall down in the middle. So we're going to attack it one area at a time. So first, super shotgun for the revenants in the cages. They alternate with imps in cages. So to save ammo, I do switch back to the regular shotgun. If you prefer to use the chain gun, that's okay too. So now this area is clear. We can start luring out the revenants that are out in the hallway. We do want to lure them out. There are 4 in total. I think that was 3, if my count is true. And the last revenant should be it. I think the partial groaning there was the imp. So we've taken care of the revenants. We've taken care of the specters that were running around. So this area has now been cleared. Don't go straight because we haven't cleared that area. We're going to clear the left and the right first. The other imp, and these 2 cages with revenants. I like to use the super shotgun. Perhaps you like to use chain gun. It really doesn't matter. It's a personal preference. I just find the super shotgun to be particularly effective against revenants at close quarters, and the regular shotgun or the chain gun to be perfectly fine for the imps as far as ammo conservation. Don't press the switches yet. We're not quite ready for that. So we've done now all the areas to this point, and now it's just the final part of the cross-shaped corridor of these cages of the imps, and now the remaining 2 cages of the revenants. Maybe a second blast will do it. Okay, so the goal is to get past this door. We can't yet without hitting these switches, which we're going to do right now. Let's have a look once we open the door. Yeah, an unfriendly greeting, let's say. Now, it is very hard to see here, but there is a plasma rifle, so do pick it up. There's an imp and a specter in each of the 3 little pockets here to each side. So we're going to need to just casually do that. Specter there. I'm pretty sure we got the specter here with the rocket as we were taking care of the revenants. There's a switch there. We can press it. There's a red key here. Of course, we cannot press a red door there. We cannot press it without the red key. So why don't we go ahead and hit that switch. It will allow us now to have access to this area. As you can see, the lift is here now. So why don't we go ahead. We disposed of 3 of those revenants, so that's not too bad. There are still other enemies, of course. Oop. Okay, so let's head back up. That should be the end of the revenants. Yeah. So there are a couple of shotgunners. There's 4, I think, or so beyond. I think within reason we can just go ahead and dispose of the archvile. There's some health here if you need it. There's the pile of revenants that we disposed of. It would have been pretty hairy, I think, to deal with all of them at the same time. So that's why I like to shoot them from below. That was my strategy. Get rid of all these gunners. We don't have the blue key, in case you're wondering what are we doing here. We don't have the blue key. No, it's really just to get access to the red key. Let's go ahead and run over there. That's that. So now armed with the red key, we head back to the area from whence we came. Yes, lots of fun awaits us. Some archviles. They're, of course, trying to wake everybody up. Oh, jeez. Yes, it already woke up a specter, which really stuck, because I took a rocket to the face. But did I dispose of the archviles? Seems quiet. Okay, well, I did take an unnecessary beating. Well, somewhat unnecessary. I don't know. I didn't see it revive anybody. But I was mistaken. So go ahead and grab the Mega Armor. Go ahead and grab the ammo. There's some stim packs here if you need it. Now, we do have the red key. We can open up the red key door. But really, as soon as we kind of do anything there, we're going to get a repeat of what we just saw, but coming from that direction. So I guess we can go ahead and just kind of like normally... I don't know if I have to fire off a shot. All right, I guess we got to step a little bit further in. Yeah, the key here, of course, is if you step in too far and you don't pay attention, there's going to be a whole whack of problems behind you. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what is it that actually wakes up the whole furious fury of everyone. It seems to be a little bit different each time. I thought it was, well, maybe it's when you just walk in, actually, come to think of it. So why don't we go ahead? Yes, you have to walk in. My apologies. Come on. There's an imp behind us being a nuisance. But the key, of course, are the enemies in front of us. Try not to let them get too big a foothold. Yeah, there's a lot. Isn't that imp again? Where are you? Yeah. So there does appear an imp behind you, so that's okay. Now, just to be sure, I'm going to check out this area first before we're going back through the red door, because often the archviles resuscitate the enemies in these cages. I don't hear much, so we might be okay. Yeah, it seems so. So that's pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead now. I mean, we're not out of the woods yet. I mean, through the red door, there are more revenants and an archvile, which is never too fun. But there's also a BFG back there, which we're not going to be able to grab first, unfortunately. I think that's probably intentional. There is an archvile right there, but we do have that plasma rifle. If you want to try that, let's go ahead. Okay. And we do also have a revenant, I believe, still remaining? Yes. I mean, it is kind of an uncomfortable little corner area. So why don't we go ahead, grab the blue key. Make sure all the imps are gone. We're going to need them for our 100% kills. I don't hear anybody else. So now armed with the blue key, we're going to have a few more enemies making nuisances of themselves. No, there's still a few more. Just want to make sure it isn't here where they revived. Yeah, there's still an archvile, but where is it? There's that imp over there. I think it's probably, if I remember, I think it's probably over here, up in this area again in that cage. Yes. Come on, Archie, stay still. Maybe the super shotgun at this point. There we go. Now we're still missing someone, so hopefully it's right there. Thank goodness. Otherwise we have to search the entire map. All right, and here we are with the blue door, with the blue key. Final count. Yes, all 209 kills, as it turns out. No secrets, but all 25 items. Oh yes, you know what that means. We are done. And that was Map 6, The Prisoners of Murderous Intent Redux 2024. I really love this map. I mean, you really can't rush through it. I mean, I guess you could try. It's not nearly as enjoyable, just I think, to go Rambo style. I think if you methodically go through it and use the strategies that I've employed, I think you'll have not only a more successful run, I think you'll enjoy it more, because I think it's a bit more challenging than just blasting away. And it is sometimes hard to just blast away, because when the archviles revive some enemies, they can appear around the corner, just like that Spectre did, and I took a rocket to the face. So you need to be methodical about it. Either way, I do hope you enjoyed the walkthrough, got some good tips, some good strategies, or you just simply enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button. You won't miss any further videos that I upload. For now, that's it for Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.